Okay, welcome to another editing of photos for uploading to Jetphotos. So this is an American Airlines 787 departing Sydney back in 2018. This is the image we're going to edit. So Photoshop, loads up. So as you can see there, it opens up in Adobe Raw. So we can play with the exposures, the contrast, etc. So color, a bit more yellow. Now the biggest thing with the camera raw is you can see the noise here. If I put the sharpening tool all the way up, if I put it all the way down, it gives it a little bit of soft. The other thing is just with the old 7D, I have a bit of grain here as well, so I'll bump the manual noise reduction up to about 40, 41, and that's normally where I like it. Then I'll open it. Now, my first rule of thumb is unsharp mask. So that will sharpen the image a little bit. So I'll do that twice, fit back on the screen. Then I have the cropping tool. I have it in rule of thirds. Now, the biggest thing with Jetphotos is having even spacing between the nose and the tail. So roughly, and then rule of thirds. So this little line here is a center line. So you'll see that a little bit later on. So double click on that. Now I'll go and resize it. So 1600 pixels width is what I like to use. And then I go up to full screen again. Now I will give it a global sharpen, and then I will use the lasso tool here, which is quite good. And then you can quickly go around the whole aircraft, like so. Now, missed a little bit here, so I just hold the shift key, the alt key for this one. If you're on a Windows or it's a Mac, I think it's a command key. And then I'll go sharpen again. Alright, so still a little bit soft. So I'll select the Rego. 2 sharpens, the American up here, and it's looking a bit soft. Alright, so next thing, Control and L. I will use my white balance tool. So the white. So you can select up here, it's not good, or you bring it back down here again. So I'll click OK. So you can see the white balance is a little bit set. Now, the other good thing about Photoshop is you go Control, Shift, and L. And it'll take out add a lot of contrast. So it makes it a little bit dark. So we go Fade Auto Tone. And I'll bring it back to about there. Now, the other thing that I've done is if you go to adjustments, equalize. So if you ever wonder how about you find your dust spots, so we got dust spot, something up there. And you can also see down here, got a little bit of JPEG compression from when I use the manual noise reduction. So I use the magic tool here, the Band-Aid, click on that. As you can see, it's just showing there. Now it's looking pretty sharp. I'm happy with the brightness. I don't want to blow out the highlights too much. It's pretty good. Or if I use the levels, the curves, so I can still feel around a little bit here, just add a bit of contrast through the S-band. Alright, so we'll save as a copy, So this is how I save it in 829AN. So that's how I save my images. Save. Got a plugged in hard drive. Alright, okay, fantastic. And I exit out of that. Then we go here to Jetphotos. So click on this. Now we upload the photo. Now, tools. Use these tools here. Check for dust. It will open up in a new window. So, the biggest thing here is your dust will come up and also JPEG artifacts. So you can see here through this process, we've added some JPEG artifacts, which is also compression. So it's one of these things you need to be aware of. Histogram. So the histogram is saying that this is a little bit dark, but it's not. Realistically, you want this histogram to be in the middle to be nicely balanced. RGB histogram. This is where they check for contrast, and the contrast is pretty good. Horizon, I'm not going to do horizon, but, well, it will. But there's no point. So this is a horizon tool that they used to. And then the center. Now, as you can see here, it's equally spaced. In the middle here, these crosshairs. So around about the middle of the wing. And also, again, rule of thirds. So compared to the cropping tool in Photoshop, this has got a little bit extra fat either side. And so when the screen is green, you can quite easily see the rule if the aircraft's in the center or not. All right. So we type in the registration in 829AN YSSY. Autofill. Scroll down, make sure all your fields are filled. I don't need to tick any of these. Comments are screeners, nil. We click upload. Then always watermark your image to save it being stolen. Now I always like to put it in the middle here and then reduce the opacity right down. You can do whatever you like, but that's what I like to do. And that's done. Watermark's done. Thank you for watching.